no one party can accuse the other of playing politics or politicizing this. So while you accuse the Congress of invoking or bringing in Punjab and Punjabiyat and Punjabi pride, they are equally right, if I were, to point out that you have politicized it too. Your leaders have gone on record to basically suggest that the Congress was out there to, had murderous intentions to bring the PM to physical harm, even before a probe has concluded.
You see, from the face of it, the Prime Minister was going to address a martyrs memorial meeting in Hussainiwala. Due to bad weather, he was stuck up and he chose to go through the land route. Now, who knew about that land route? Either the Punjab government, which is of course led by the Congress party, or the Punjab police, which gets its or reports to the Punjab government, which is led by the Congress party. Now you accuse the BJP for doing all this, or we say that on the face of it, if the Prime Minister is exposed to the great security breach where his convoy, you see, everywhere, wherever the Prime Minister goes, the normal security protocol is that the state apparatus, the state intelligence, the state police gives a safe route and a foolproof security route to the Prime Minister's cavalcade. And it is the prime responsibility of the state police to give that safe route to the Prime Minister's cavalcade. Whose failure was it? Was it the BJP's failure or the Punjab government's failure led by the Congress Chief Minister? And imagine, Prime Minister stuck on the route, neither the Chief Secretary, neither the Director General of Police,
sure,
and neither the Chief Minister responding to the distress calls of the SPG police officers.
Okay.
I have never seen this sort of a scenario in independent India. And we are very, very skeptical. This sort of a political gimmickry, this political one-upmanship should not be repeated, whether there is a BJP government or whether there would have been a Congress Rajkumar.
Okay, Supriya Shinate, how would you respond? So Mr. Jolly has linked this to the failure of the administration in being able to secure a route for the Prime Minister, thus exposing him to a threat. Mr. Azad, I'm going to come to you. Just one moment.
You know, let's leave the security details to the experts on the show. But I would like to clarify three things here. You may be outraged. You may want to get political mileage out of this. You think this is a grave issue. But Mr. Jolly, do not make the mistake of, in a democracy, stating that a state ruled by the opposition was trying to assassinate the Prime Minister. Don't make that mistake. आप पंजाबियत के साथ 3 करोड़ पंजाबियों के साथ ये मत करिए जो आप कर रहे हैं. The Prime Minister traveled for almost 2 hours to reach where he eventually did, and he was then stopped by security. Yes, this was a 113-kilometer route. You cannot sanitize the whole route. And I don't think the BJP here knows the protocol. The protocol for a SPG protectee is that the buck on his movement, his security stops with the SPG. And the SPG is under nobody's jurisdiction. It reports to the PMO and to the Cabinet Secretary, acts on the basis of IB reports and the local police. I would want to understand what plan did the SPG share with the Punjab state government? Why did the SPG come there? And the picture that you are showing, the SPG is around the car of the Prime Minister and has left the line of sight open. क्यों आपने छोड़ दिया? Photo cameras के लिए. यहाँ पर भी photo जीवी. The reality is that his rally was not going to be attended by people in Punjab, and obviously so. Punjab ने 384 दिन आपके खिलाफ आंदोलन किया है. आपकी रैली में कौन आता? 700 किसानों की शहादत के बाद आपने कहा मेरे लिए थोड़े ही मरे हैं. अजय मिश्र टेनी को आप बनाकर बैठे हुए मंत्री. आपकी रैली में कोई नहीं आता. But the reality is, do not say this about a state. And I also want to say one important thing here. We are getting Pakistan into this discourse. Hussainiwala, where the Prime Minister was going, and Firozpur, where he was to address the rally, where there were 10,000 security personnel deployed by the Punjab government, are far closer to the border than he was.